All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops, the great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to the men on the highways and the byways that are pushing out this word and truth and sincerity into the remnant men, women, and children of the elect. To you all, I say Shalom. My name is Ahmawan Ahyash, and I'm back with another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahawashi. Lord willing, this is edifying. I wanted to, jump into this topic here. I've been seeing a bunch of videos. I mean, if you haven't seen yet, there's been a lot of talk in the news, articles, videos about this new digital ID. And it's something that we know the elites are going to implement on a mass scale as a way to, as a precursor, as a rollout to the MOTB. And this is something that will become very normal very soon in a lot of places, a lot of countries. So it's just something that people are going to have to get used to. And like I said, it's a precursor. They gradually, implement these systems and put them in place, get people comfortable, step by step. And the information is just constantly coming out. And I wanted to show some videos with this information, okay? Because at this point, by the end of this year, this is going to be all throughout the internet, all over the place, which it is kind of to a degree now. So I got some videos, but I also want to show you because in Italy and in London, they are protesting against the digital ID. They're rallying against it, So it's something that we have to keep our eye on because when you see, because this is not like your average sort of, law they pass. And then people just end up rallying and protesting and things of that nature. This digital ID is going to be a very, very major, it's going to have a major impact on society and where things are headed. People aren't going to be necessarily just willing and able because a lot of people understand what it's going to lead to. Okay, now whether they have the understanding like the men of the Lord in terms of, prophecy and things of that nature, people understand that digital ID is going to lead to more technology, more AI, more surveillance, more, and ultimately microchips. There's a lot of people who understand where this is headed. They just don't link it together with the scriptures. They don't have the full understanding, but nonetheless, it could lead to protests. It could lead to riots. It could lead to civil unrest. Okay, and this is what we're here to warn you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans is because, this is it. There's nothing more left to talk about here in Babylon the Great. It's really just implementing this new world order system and watching this man come down with great wrath. You know what I'm saying? Him orchestrating the collapse of this place. These man-made plagues. You could probably expect another pandemic. Something to that degree. This is all what we're watching. This is what we're all seeing take place. And we've been warned about it. So now it's our job to warn you. So I'm going to play a couple of videos. I'm going to start with this one here.
I'm telling you, if you don't start taking what I'm saying seriously, you're going to be screwed. This is really happening. This is not some, oh my God, this is, watch this and wait for the end for solutions.
Big change could be coming to how you prove who you are. Utah State is considering rolling out a digital ID to help prove who you are in your online dealings. But with data breaches on the rise, Jim Spiewak asked if this can be a game changer for your online safety and security.
Everyone is born with identity. You control your identity. You should control your digital identity. Christopher Bramwell, Utah's chief privacy officer, is leading the state's effort to create a state-endorsed digital identity system, which would provide residents with a verified digital credential proving they are who they say they are. So someone being able to pretend that they're me probably wouldn't happen a whole point of state-endorsed digital identity is to give you control of your identity so nobody can impersonate you. Bramwell sees initial uses for digital identity for things like going through TSA or verifying identity for government services. But he also says demand is growing in the private sector. Why wouldn't you just use an identity you control to log into services, and you don't have to worry about reset passwords? Bramwell says once you receive your credential, the state won't know when you use it, and it won't be tracked, but it would be stored securely in something like a digital wallet. What do we tell people about why this will be secure? So security is our top priority, but most importantly, how do you recover when there's a security breach without having to do reissuance of identity to everybody in the state? Utah lawmakers passed Senate Bill 260 this year, which laid the baseline policy that gives individuals the right to digital identity, but not a mandate to opt in. Senator Kurt Cullimore was the bill's sponsor.
Everything is digital now. A lot of what we do, even interacting with the state, is digital.
With AI advancing rapidly, Cullimore believes many technologies will soon require state endorsement.
Do you feel confident that what is in policy right now as we start to build this out is the most safe and secure?
You're going to be screwed if you don't start acting. This is why I'm taking time out of my life to do weekly Zoom classes explaining how to be in a position to say F you to digital IDs and everything that comes with it. Because if we don't start acting now and shifting the collective consciousness, because when we know the truth, we can't be controlled. So we need to get the word out. We need to be in a position in all the ways, have the resources, the time, the energy to fight back, or we're going to be screwed. So I put the link in my bio. I've had thousands of you guys say the word class. If you're not following me, it's not going to go through. So tap the little follow button. It is totally free. You got to be part of the resistance. You're not going to get my message. So double check, then comment the word class.
All right, so a couple of things stuck out in that video. The first thing is that, you know, the initial part of the video seemed like some AI generated news briefing that the lady was given. So I definitely looked it up to make sure it was legit, and it was. When you go, I just typed in Utah digital ID, and it says Utah's digital ID program allows residents to store a digital version of their driver's license on their smartphone to use for identification. It says the mobile driver's license, or MDL, provides enhanced privacy as users can choose to share only specific information like age through a QR code instead of showing the full physical license. The state is also exploring more advanced verifiable digital credentials built on blockchain technology for the future. Okay, so for the future, blockchain technology, the future, they're saying this is all a security thing. They're trying to improve the security so that people, you know, identities don't get stolen, this, that, and the third. So this is how they always justify it. They always justify it in a way to say we are, you know, it's a security thing. This is a matter of public safety, public health, things of that nature. They try to justify through these things as a way to say we're looking to protect the people. Okay, but we know that that's all a lie. Okay, they did that with the C19, and it has come out months and years later that was basically a HOAX. You know what I'm saying? That was not even something, you know, they implemented all these mandates, you know, as a way to gain control, as a way to get that JAB up in people, and, you know, and we expect to see the real effects of that. Okay, not to switch topics, but, you know, it's all you know, one big conspiracy, so to speak. And when I say conspiracy, I don't mean like a conspiracy theory, but a conspiracy in a way where they're conspiring. These elites, they're all conspiring to implement the New World Order system. Okay, and they do it in a way where they use deception. Deception is he's the master deceiver, you know, always trying to make it seem like he has ease of convenience and safety and protection at the forefront of the reason why they're doing these things. But we know that to be a lie. Okay, so real quick, it says, I wanted to read. security, the security part. It says the digital ID is intended to have the same or greater security and privacy as a physical card. The state does not track or store data when you use your digital credential. And come on, they store and track data with these regular smartphones, and everything that we say and everything that we do is recorded, it's tracked, our movements. They have GPS and surveillance everywhere, so we know that's a damn lie. All right. Future developments, it says the state is developing a new type of digital identity using blockchain technology to create more secure and verifiable credentials. Again, they're using that security as their justification. Okay, more secure and verifiable credentials beyond the current mobile driver's license. The future digital ID is envisioned to improve on the current MDL by having more functionality for online and in-app verification. So, you know, it's all being laid out, man. All right, this digital ID we know is going to lead to the MOTB real quick. So I verified that. I just wanted to play this one as well. Let me see.
You guys, Apple has just released a digital ID for identification and U.S. passports. Here we go. Now, reports say they will be merging their biometric security with encrypted ID storage and plans to replace your physical IDs across airports, apps, and businesses. Why don't I like this? They also said this is going to be used at over 250 TSA checkpoints across domestic airports for identity verification. Now, remember I told you guys about one of the richest men on earth, Larry Ellison, who owns TikTok and Oracle, and who's a big fan of digital IDs? Well, it seems like one big master plan between all the big tech companies. You have Microsoft dealing with OpenAI, OpenAI dealing with NVIDIA, NVIDIA dealing with Oracle, XAI dealing with NVIDIA, and not to mention, OpenAI just did a $38 billion deal with Amazon for cloud storage. So the question is, what are they really planning? Well, I may have some answers. Could it be that they're following in the footsteps of China's Skynet, which is tied to digital IDs, a social credit score, and an AI surveillance system that they actually want to put on the moon? Skynet, huh? Why does this sound familiar? That's because it's the same name as the killer artificial intelligence in Terminator, Skynet. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. It's always in the movies. Make sure you guys go to my YouTube, Maverick Approach, where I do more.
Something that stood out in this video, he said that OpenAI did a deal with Microsoft for a $38 billion deal for it was a deal on storage, okay, and their capacity for storage to be able to store information, okay. And when you look into the MOTB and you look at the word mark and you go into mark, charagma, you go into charax, and you go into the root word of that, which is grapho. It's of the writings and how they're going to store, all your information onto these micro C-hips. Okay, so it's all leading to one place. Okay, we're constantly reiterating these things because the prophecy of the MOTB, Revelation 13:16, is very, very close. It's very, very near. Like it's right around the corner. Okay, we're actually living in the time with the technology for that microchip. We're using that technology currently. Okay, and as the days, weeks, and months go on, it's going to be enhanced. And the next thing you know, they're going to be chipping people, okay? Which they are already in places like Sweden, okay? They already got these social credit systems set up in different countries, okay? And it's all attached to these digital IDs, okay? It's all attached to this technology, this whole new way of life, okay? Oh, another AI video real quick. Let me play this.
Mate, could I just see your digital ID before you pull that?
Sorry?
It's for the sugar allowance, 1 glass per person. I just need to scan your ID.
I don't have one.
You don't have a digital ID?
No.
Right, I'm going to have to let the police know.
For breaching the Health Protection Act, you are sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. Take him down.
No! Please! It was just one glass of Coke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, she's burning up. She can barely stand. You have to get her seen now.
I understand your worry, but she's not registered for a brick card. Without it, we can't admit her under NHS care.
Your digital ID has been flagged for incitement.
Incitement? No, I was just talking.
Hands behind your back.
Wait! Hey! I just spoke my mind. You can't arrest me.
Could I take out 400, please?
I'm sorry, your account's currently frozen.
Frozen? What do you mean? I've got more than enough in there.
It was flagged by a government order this morning. It relates to a recent post you made online about the Home Office
Please,
and immigration.
I need it.
Digital ID denied. Travel quota exceeded.
I haven't done anything.
Get down now!
Morning, ma'am. We're conducting digital ID checks in the area. There's been some irregular online activity linked to this address.
Irregular how?
We just need to verify your identity, that's all.
Right. No, I'm not handing anything over.
Refusal can result in suspension of benefit.
You know, and if you go online and you just look, you could type this in, you could search this. There's a lot of these videos like this that they're creating, showing a dystopian sort of society that is linked and attached to this new world order system. It's linked technology to AI, to this new system, this new social credit system that they are going to implement. Okay, where you're not going to be able to use your money, spend your money, use your money in the convenient way that you are to do now, with the freedoms to do now. You're not going to be able to travel with the ease and the convenience that you do now. You're not going to be able to buy groceries or take your kids to the doctor or do anything with the ease that you can do now, with the freedoms that you have now. Okay, this so-called white Esau Edom's trying to come down with great wrath. He will come down with great wrath, and this is him implementing his new system. Okay, so like I said, there's a lot of people who's up on game, who understand what this man is doing, what he's about to do, what he's up to. Okay, but there's levels to the understanding. Okay. And Kal Halal Yahawah for this calling, so that he's giving us the understanding and linking it to prophecy, and we're measuring the times, and we're gathering this information and linking it to the scriptures, because we know what's on deck. Okay, you're not going to be able to deceive the elect. Okay, now the flip side of this is that there's a lot of protesting that's going to be going on surrounding these digital IDs. There are people who are going to know and understand what's happening. A lot of people is not going to be with it. They're not just going to be willing to walk into this type of dystopian society where the control, where they're constantly telling you that this is for the sake of your public safety and your public health, and all along it's surveillance and tracking and storing, and you know what I mean. That's what it's really about. Let me play this real quick.
You guys see what's going on in Italy right now, right? Like, these people aren't even violently protesting. They're just saying, hey, we're not going to work, we're not paying our taxes, and you're going to go bankrupt because we're not doing this digital ID thing. They're not going to, allow their governments to keep taking their rights away. And it's not being televised. Just like they said, the revolution won't be televised. So, they're following suit in Nepal and all these other places. It's getting crazy out here. But there's a blueprint. So pay attention. There's a blueprint to do this. And we don't have to be violent about it. You just don't pay. They'll go bankrupt. Don't buy anything. You know what I mean? If you can't afford food, obviously get food. But make sure you got at least 3 weeks rations. I'm just saying. Be safe. You guys see what's going on in Italy right now.
So they're protesting. People aren't necessarily just going to walk into this new world. And there will be resistance, but that resistance is also a cause for civil unrest, these different uprisings, sedition among men, as is written in the scriptures, prophesied for these things to happen. This is what's going on in London, and you can hear them chanting it. Okay, no digital ID. Listen. They said no No digital ID, no digital ID, no surveillance state, no surveillance state. That's just what, let me play one more time. And as you can see here, it says thousands rally in London to protest against the mandatory digital ID, which we use to track vast, you see the word, status, carbon footprint, and meat consumption. Okay, that's that social credit, carbon tax, new whole world that they're trying to implement. The so-called white man doesn't think he has enough control. You know what I'm saying? It's like a new form, new age digital slavery that he's looking to implement. This man's the devil. Okay. Let me get some scriptures. All right, because we got to make sure we link these to the scriptures, man. Proverbs 28:15. It says, as a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the people, and that's what we have to continue to highlight. This ruler, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is his rule over the people is it's a hurtful, evil, wicked, divisive, destructive type of rule. Okay, with the accesses to all the money, the resources, everything you could ever want to have, Esau has access, because the scripture says earth was given into the hands of the wicked, right? And with that comes along a level of, having the earth, you have access to every and anything that you want. You know what I'm saying? But that's just not good enough for Esau Edom. The world is in a suffering, mourning state under this man's rulership. All right, Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? You know what I'm saying? So he was given, this world, this current rulership, this setup, this age is set up for him to rule. But like the scripture read, and Proverbs 28:15, as a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the people. This man, he rules with a level of wickedness that is especially these days, man. Now this age that we're in, this world, with all this filth and all these abominations and all this just sin and iniquity upon sin, it's bad out here. You know what I'm saying? But this is what you get when the wicked is ruling. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. People are going to be mourning as this man continues to, roll out this new world, this new system. People are going to be like, what the fuck? But he's also going to make things so, he's going to make people so desperate. People are going to, there's a large group of people who are going to be begging for the type of help that comes with let's just say like a UBI, a universal basic income, because unemployment is going up, the job market is crashing. Okay, all of these federal benefit programs will be the thing of the past soon, even though they reopened the government and people gonna get that SNAP allowance. That's all fine and well for now. Okay, but what happens when Esau closes the curtain on the whole thing? You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to orchestrate the collapse, you're not going to continue just to feed people all the way through. At some point, all that shit going to dry up, and he going to say, nah, you got to suffer for a minute, because once you go through that and you suffer, guess what? I got the solution here. Okay, problem, reaction, solution. And this is the type of schemes that this man is known for. All right. Just a couple more quick precepts. Just wanted to get into that real quick. All right. We know this man is the absolute devil. Ephesians 6:12 says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and against powers and against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay. So You know, all of this witchcraft and these enchantments that we see on Esau Edom. We're not just dealing with just some regular old man. This is Satan's physical counterpart we're talking about. Okay, and he's doing things like, on next level type of stuff. All of these, he's opening up CERN, using CERN to open up portals. This man is, genetically modifying everything. This man is, coming out, starting pandemics and, what a whole plan behind it. This we talking about the absolute devil, man. All right, so we got to prepare ourselves. Verse 13 says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that he may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Because, you're going to need the protection from on high. You're going to need this truth. The wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of that time. You're going to need it to get through what this man is coming with. You could bet your ass, man. All right, so it's not something that we are going to, obviously, we want this stuff to happen now. We want Esau to stop kicking the can down the road. We want Esau to just come with it, but it's all on the Lord's time. It's the will of Yahawashi. We just got to let it play out. All right, so let me see if I had anything else. No, that'd be about it. I had another precept, but point has been made on that. Yeah, so I believe it there, man. I hope you were edified. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who were well. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.